Hi everyone and welcome to Stagemasters Live. Today we're going to talk about unpredictability, a big topic, sometimes taken a little bit wrongly by performers. It's not about crazy stunts, crazy features, it's about simple logic. If you go to the cinema and you have a good movie, it's because there's a good script behind and it catches your attention all the way through. It's the same with a book. If you read a book and the book is good, you're going to want to turn each and every page. If the tension is gone, you start to not feel motivated anymore to read the book. You're not in it anymore. You feel like, I don't know. You're not there. It just doesn't motivate you to go any further with the book. So sometimes you may even drop it. Sometimes you may force a bit. But what happens at the end is that you might simply lose your attention. When you perform a show, it is exactly the same thing. You have to see it that way. Your goal is not only to turn people into fans, which it is the final goal, but what is your real goal is to keep them interested and attentive and focused on whatever is happening on stage all the way through. I can tell you one thing, it's everything but easy. I know that many people think that good music might be enough, not always. If you are a famous performer, that might work. If you're not famous and you're trying to get a bigger notoriety, to have more opportunities, to tour more often, etc., you might want to think a little bit about the strategy, because if your music is not commercially viable for labels, they're not gonna really care about you. But it doesn't mean that you can't make a good living with music. It means simply that your strategy needs to be different than the ones who are mediatic and all these things. Or even some artists are not that mediatic, but they still have good deals with record companies and they can do quite well in terms of finances, etc. If you want to have access to a decent life and at the same time live from music, you might have a strategy behind. And what is the best way to keep the attention of your audience all the way through? If they don't know you, the best way is to play the card of unpredictability. Because it is, again, the same than in a book or in a movie. When you don't know what's about to happen, you create anticipation. And anticipation is what actually triggers interest. That's what catches the attention. So being unpredictable on stage is a huge asset. Meaning when people, they will come to your show, they don't know what's going to happen, you're going to grab their attention. There are plenty of ways to do so, and I'm going to share some with you. And first, I would like to tell you what a regular audience expects when they go to a nightclub. They go to a club to see live music. They don't come for you, they don't know who you are. They just come at that venue because, well, the venue has a great reputation and they'll have great musicians, always good music, you can be sure. But do they know who you are? No, except the locals, eventually. But tourists will come. They have no idea who you are, but they know the reputation of the club and they're going to come because they want to hear good music. And that's it. But they don't go to discover a great band. They come to have a pint, to get drunk maybe, to dance eventually. And that's it. Does it mean that you cannot turn them into huge fans? No, you can. But you're going to need to work for it. And that's what I want to develop here. In order to understand what unpredictability is, you might want to place yourself in the shoes of your audience. I would like you to think about some friends or some family members who are not musicians, but they love to go to a show, and most of all, they are fans of someone. There's a band they love or a singer that they love, and they would go to any of their concerts because they love it so much. Why do they love that artist so much? It can be so many things, but one thing is sure, it is strongly connected to them emotionally. It means it talks to them, it has a strong meaning. For your friends, this song is connected to something inside. It's emotionally connected. Maybe it can be a memory. Maybe they went on holidays in the car, the song was playing, they were singing together with their girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife or children, and they had much fun on the road singing the song, and that became the song of their holidays. you know, and then every time they hear this, they remember those beautiful memories. That can be one thing. And then they listen to another song and they like it as well. It can be that they like only one song, but it can be also that they know everything about that artist because they're so fan of it, that they know all the songs. And when they go to a concert, you will see them, they will sing each and every song. They will know the lyrics for every song. When you have like strong, powerful lyrics that are meaningful, most likely your fans are going to be really linked to those words, the lyrics of your song, and that can be a way to keep them, to have their attention all the way through, because you have quite a good music, you have really intense lyrics, and they're going to sing together with you. That's a fantastic way to get the audience engaged and completely into your show. But let's pretend you don't have any of that. You don't have like very strong lyrics, or but let's say you can be an instrumental band, you know, you just play instrumentals, or you can also be a cover band. It doesn't mean you cannot have fans, just because the way you're going to play those famous songs or covers are going to be your way, and it's going to be different. I'm sure that any of you have already heard some songs that are actually covers of an original song and that are better than the originals. It happens. So if you have your way to do it, and you can actually own the song in some sort of ways with the way you're going to perform it, that's great. You have a chance to grab attention. But to go back to the point of view of an audience, you need to make sure that you give a reason for your audience to pay attention. I mean, you need to deserve the attention. They come, they don't necessarily care who you are, why you're here, they just want to hear good music and that's it. But so that they pay really attention, that they stop talking and chit-chatting, what could you do in order to have them like, oh, I want to pay attention, I want to really pay attention because that's something different, that's special. You kind of need to deserve that. And unpredictability is your tool for that. Most of the people in the audience have no clue about music. So if you start to make like exceptionally incredible solos, very technical thing, well, they might like it, or they might not care, because complexity is not so much of an asset in music. What is an asset is rhythm, because rhythm is something people can move on. So even if they know nothing about music, they have no idea if it's complicated or not what you're playing, at least you give them something they can relate to. A rhythm, a beat, something they can move on. And then if you want to play up tempo, crazy stuff, even complex stuff, it doesn't matter, because what they're going to remember is the energy behind and what it is that they can relate to. Now, how can you plan unpredictability as a band? Because unpredictability can be separated in two ways. There's you as a performer, how can you be unpredictable within the band, or how can your band be unpredictable with the audience? So how can you plan your unpredictability? Well, basically, when you build a set, it's going to be up to you to kind of imagine, by just playing the set in your mind, imagine what needs climax, dynamics. Try to imagine and visualize what it is that could be an extra reason for people to actually pay attention. Because think of it that way, what's in it for the audience, not what's in it for you. You have fun, you're playing your songs or your covers, and you're just having a blast. But what's in it for them? They don't care that you play. They care that to have fun, to have good time, to feel emotions, to feel like, oh, something's happening here, I'm having fun. And contrary to what a lot of people think, people don't need to get drunk in a club to appreciate your music. Actually, the drunkenness helps them to maybe be a little bit extrovert if they are more the kind of quiet type of audience. But the appreciation, them loving what you're doing, they don't need to get drunk. You need to do the hard work, and they will love it. So, how do you prepare that? As I said, you step by step go through your set and say, okay, this is where you can do something a little bit special out of out of the ordinary. Let's think a little bit outside of the box and play some features, some surprises, some changes, some, I don't know, it can be a change of key, it can be in another song a change of tempo, or including a song in another song, things that they did not see coming. It can be a duel between instrumentalists. It can be or a participation of the audience that also grabs the attention. It's unexpected, and even if many bands do that, it depends the way you do it. But if you do it in a way that is actually captivating, the audience will remember it, because what they remember out of a show is not if you played well or not. What they remember is what moments you have created for them, where they could connect with you emotionally, where they were like, oh wow, they did that, it was so unexpected, I just loved it, well, how surprising, I'd like to see another show. Because your aim is, again, to have people coming again at your show, because creating a new audience is way more time consuming, than actually get people to love you and want to come back to your next show. Because the more people come to a venue, the better gigs you can get. Because when you can fill in a venue, trust me, the owners of the venue, they notice that. And a band who has a lot of followers works way more than a band who doesn't. That you can be sure about it. So it's really not about how good you are as a band, but it's more how great you look in the eyes of the audience, how they perceive you. If you are surprising, astonishing, impressive, or special looking, maybe you have like special outfits, and again, it's unexpected. Or maybe you can simply start to wear a special outfit for a song because it fits the song. This is unexpected. They didn't expect that you would wear a special jacket with special colors, or I don't know what, to actually give an emphasis to whatever it is that you're singing or playing. That's the kind of thing. If you have, for example, some low energy song, the mood is going down, why on earth would they pay attention to you when they were high with energy because you play a tempo and all of a sudden you want to go down to a song that is like super mellow? Why on earth would they pay attention to you? I don't say you should not, but give them a reason for appreciating that low energy song. Give them a reason to be interested in it. Tell a story about it. Connect it. Joke with them about it. You know, do something. I remember it's really a long time ago, but we had this kind of low to medium tempo song that was it was a Christmas song. Actually, it was a Christmas song made country, and I think it was a song from Alan Jackson. And we used to play that also in the summer. So of course there was no problem of context when we were doing that in the winter. You know, it was like during the whole season that was kind of fine. But when we were playing in South France in the hot summer, singing a Christmas song was totally out of context, and people would easily get bored. So we had to find a way to introduce it to them in a kind of a fun way. And you can, so we're creating a whole story explaining how much this song was successful during the season, during one season, and we thought, why not try to make it successful during another season? And then we started to set the picture. Like imagine with your girlfriend in front of a fireplace, and you know it's as it was hot and people were sweating. So yeah, you can imagine the fireplace. Yeah, I'm sure you feel it, like you're all melting. I can see that. So you joke with them, you play with them, you make them having fun around whatever it is that you're going to play. And when you have set up a mood and you think that you have grabbed the attention, they laugh with you. They appreciate the humor behind it. When you start playing the song, you have given the right reason to play that song, and they will pay attention because they are connected. They know you play that song in a specific context that you have created, because it gives an opportunity for them to connect to it and to actually pay attention. If you don't do that, they are not going to pay attention. They will lose the attention, and you lose the connection. And that's it. And when they start chit-chatting with others, it's again the whole drag to get them back focused on you all the way through until the end of your set. You might need to go to something like a super up tempo, but what a drag! It's like you're carrying people with you, like heavy weight. What you want is actually to offer an emotional roller coaster, something where you know exactly where you're going to bring them. And if you go down into the dynamics and you're going to play softer and all that, great, do it. But give them a reason to keep the attention. Otherwise, you're going to lose their attention. And this is really the key. And unpredictability somehow is part of this. Because if you play like a Highway to Hell, and then after you're going to play a ballad, really slow, without connection or without connecting to it or without warning, they are going to be like, okay, I'll go down. So you like it? So, and that's it. But if you do what I just explained, then they have a reason to pay attention. You've given them one. It's like you give them some work to do. I'm going to sing something for you, but there's an interest for you. Pay attention. It's funny, or it's deep, or it's sad, but explain why and try to make it in a way that is nice or catching, you know, like not boring. Don't introduce your song in a boring way either. Otherwise, it's a killer. So just make it lively, believable, fun, but connected to any emotion. Because when you have that, you have everything. Okay, another thing. How can you make sure that as individual you can be unpredictable within the band? Because we talked a lot about the band, how the band can be unpredictable for the audience, but how can you do that too? First of all, know very well your musicians. Spend time with them, hang out with them. Make sure that you play a lot with them, that you know exactly what they're about, their background. Make sure that when you play, you communicate a lot. But know your bandmates, because that way, when they know you, they know what to expect from you. You can start improvise things, and they're like, I know, all right, I know where he's going with that. And they can play along. Then it gives an extra boost of energy to the band members, because they don't know what to expect either. And it's important as performers to not feel bored. I personally have already been bored on stage, playing songs, and yeah, there was no purpose for the audience to pay attention. There was no purpose for me to actually pay attention. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm there, playing my thing, shyly, and yeah. It's important as a musician to be excited as well, to feel like, oh, okay, that's cool. I know why I'm doing that. I feel like I want to give the maximum out of that because I can connect to it myself as well. So it's important. Know your musician very, very well, inside out. And don't forget, really it's important, to try to avoid to think too much when you try to work on your unpredictability. Try to avoid to think too much from a musician's perspective. Try to think always from an audience perspective, because they are the one to come to your show. They are the one you need to keep interested. It's not just about you and how you feel great about playing your songs. It's that plus the fact that it needs to mean something for your audience too, not just for yourself. And when they are so deeply connected to it because they can completely relate to it, then you have like more than a fan base. You have like super fans, and they are the ones who get involved. They want to do plenty of things for you. They want to help you out. Unpredictability is something that will grab the attention of anyone. If they can't know where you're gonna go or what it's about before it happens, and they get surprised each time, you got an audience of people who are gonna love what you do. So don't forget all this. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's plenty of things, but if you use unpredictability as a proper tool, you will not regret, because it will bring an extra mile to whatever your show is about, to whatever your concept is about, and to whatever it is that that you want to project in the audience. You go an extra mile, and people will, in your audience will reward you for that. Thank you very much for watching those videos, and I'll see you very soon for a new one, which is in preparation, and which I think, I'm not going to tell the topic now, but I think you're going to like it. It's going to be quite fun. Alright, see you guys, thank you, and enjoy this one. Cheers! Hey, don't forget to check out the other videos. If you like them, let me know. If you don't like them, let me know too. If you think your friends should like them, let them know. And if you want to be notified about the upcoming videos, please subscribe to this channel so that I'll let you know.